I remember the night when all of this began. It wasn't even very long ago, though it feels like at the same time it hasn't. When I was young, a creature came to my village. Back then we were just only a few houses, living peacefully in the forest without anyone trying to bother us. But then, that creature, she slithered in and she changed everything. One by one each night, the men of our village began to disappear. We didn't know where they went or what was going on. And then we realized she'd taken them. It was such a terrible thing we could only watch. We weren't strong enough to contend against her. And so, eventually, when she saw how scared we were, she told us that if we had bowed down to her and given her what she wanted, then she would not hurt us. And so we were forced to. And we began this practice any time that a traveler, a good-looking man, someone with great potential, if someone like that came along, we were to send him immediately to her. And this has been a process ever since if we wanted her to stop terrorizing the town. This is a secret leaf long held away from the public ear. We thought for so long we could handle her on our own. We didn't know where she came from. We just wanted to know. The kinder sides of us wanted to know if she was like the other one, if she had been cursed to live out this miserable existence. And so we thought we could prolong this long enough to figure it out and help. But of course, this does not seem to be our reality. If anything, it's becoming a bigger nightmare. It's just sat there and festered. I regret deeply the measures that have been taken in this place. And we have made so many sacrifices, and we're not proud of the fact that we have had to send these men to what we can only believe is their doom. But we know we have no choice. We have to. There's no other way. Unless someone gets strong enough to outsmart her and finally kill her. So then our village can finally be freed from this scourge. It's been a while since she appeared. We've been able to have a good night's sleep for a while now. However, this means something. This means that he's lasted longer than anyone before. That or she's died by his hand, and he's chosen to run from us, believing us to be monsters. I would never blame him if this were the case, because that wouldn't be far from the truth. He's our miracle, either way. That creature, she only ever came at night, looking for her next victim. For her to have not appeared in such a long time, it means that she's finally found a match. I've had the opportunity of knowing her, what she is, what secrets she holds, and how her powers, her very existence, will bring terror and sadness soon. If not just here, then to all of this entire island. And there will be no one left who has not suffered from her. We remember her genus, and many of us were responsible for how my grandfather used to tell me stories of these things, about how this terrible race of snakes, snake people, how they had fought so vehemently to keep them from terrorizing us. And since the beginning, we have been under their tails. Until that time, when we finally stood and said that this was enough, that we would not be their playthings anymore. These snakes, Lamia as they're called, we were nothing but mere toys for them. They preyed on our anxiety, guilt, and our fear. They forced us to bow so that we would not have to cry or die. And there's nothing more that I regret than allowing this to continue. And all of us know that it cannot. This cannot continue. She has to be stopped, if she hasn't been already. And so I have to ask you, are you willing to take this up? Are you willing to help us save what's left of our people? Can you please help us right these wrongs of so many years? Can you please help us slay her? We would be forever in your debt. Please, help us kill Tryska.